So I thought I would do another fish room update. Yes, I haven't cleaned my glass, so my glass is super murky. Hybrid peacock bass are going really well. Pig-nosed turtles are doing their pig-nosed turtley thing. There is one there. There's the other two right at the back of that tank. Obviously that's a very big tank, so that's like 9 foot by 4 foot. I need to move stuff around a little bit. My stingrays, and a few people have come into the shop lately. Oh, how am I going to get those little, oh, I can't even get those legs. So that little rubber bung there is a leg off my pump. I need to get that away from the stingrays before they try and eat them. But as I was saying, a few people have come into the shop lately to sort of ask how big they get, and they get a lot bigger than this. These stingrays don't look big on film, but that sponge there is a 30 centimeter sponge. So the big girls, and these are all girls in here, are probably about 1.5 foot, nearly 2 foot diameter, and then you've got another 1.5 foot of tail. This is 5 foot, to give you an idea. So that's 9 foot long by 5 foot, and yeah, they're going to get about double that size. So huge big fish. Takes them a while to grow, obviously, but they need really good water quality and a lot of space. So they're going to be upgraded from this soon. Not too sure where I'm putting them, but obviously a bigger type of pond, and yeah, have it heated. You need heaps of filtration. That's my biofilters and all sorts of bells and whistles over there. That's a pressurized K1 media filter from, I think it's Evolution Aqua, something like that. And that is all plumbed into this tank, these tubs. My Aquaponics, if you've been watching my other YouTube channel, I've got a garden channel. Nothing terribly exciting, but we are growing lettuce at the moment. Check out my baby lettuce. A little bit better growing lettuce in aquaponics than in the garden because all the slugs and everything is eating my garden at the moment. But just planted those, so they will sort of take off really quickly. You can see the new growth, which are those lighter little leaves in there. And we'll have lettuce. Grow lettuce and feed it back to the fish. I may eat some as well. These tubs, I've moved a few fish around in these. My Murray cod is still being a Murray cod. We've had that, boy or girl, I'm not entirely sure how you tell with Murray cods. Or Murray cods. Murray cod. Not too sure how you tell Murray cod. Ooh, yeah, he's a little bit alert. But he is, or she, it's a very cool fish. Probably around about, I don't even know how big it is. Let's say 2.5 foot. It's not quite 3 foot. This is 5 foot diameter as well, to give you an idea. But this is plumbed into all of these. Eventually, I may move the Murray cod and the Queensland groper into the other 9x4s and move those fish out. Yeah, I think that might be a better suited for them. Now that they're growing, there's not much room in this tub, and this tub is like a 1,200 litre tub. It's nearly, what, 900 high, something like that. That's a 200 litre barrel, to give you an idea. So they are bigger than they look, but everything on camera looks small. Anyway, we have Queensland lungfish. Obviously, they need to be microchipped and captive bred to keep them. So you've got a little certificate, microchip, blah. I've separated them because that Queensland lungfish and that Queensland lungfish keep nipping at each other, and they keep nipping the bloody fins off the side of them. Right pain. For a fish that's supposed to live 100 years old, they're pretty dopey. Yeah, I know, it's frustrating. They're a very cool fish. I do want to get them into a tank one day. I've had them obviously in tanks for the last few years, on and off. They seem to like the tubs and the round area. If they hit the side, they just go round. Where in a glass tank, they'll hit the side and go bang, which, yeah, they're the type of fish that it's really awkward to keep them in something that's square, I've found. Especially now that they've got a little bit bigger. They're maybe 60 centimeters. That one's probably a little bit bigger again. I've got some little baby freshwater stingrays in there. I have a datinoid in there, which you can just see the dat. If we can sort of focus. No, we can't. Are you going to come up? No, he's not. And we have an Oscar as well. In this tub, which is the same size as the one with the Murray cod in it, I have the pair of Oscars I had around the other side, and I've got, what else have I got in there? A pair of mono peacock bass and a couple of big plecos. Oscars bred twice, but twice they ate their eggs, so they've been put back into here. Same with the peacock bass. They laid eggs once, didn't work out, so I thought if I have them all in together, they're going to sort of fight over space, and hopefully lay their eggs and do their good cichlidy stuff. But that is sort of where we are with this little section. Everything else is a freaking mess. Yeah, if you've been watching the garden thing, nightmare with my hydroponic tomatoes. Yeah, go check that video out. This system is doing well. I am obviously moving everything around again. I have another 5 foot by 800 stand. I do have 4 huge tanks to go on this. This mate is loaning those tanks for probably the next, I don't know, month or so. So that'll give me a month to figure out where this is going. And I'm pretty sure this stand, I did want to put over there and move those 4 footers. So maybe move those 4 foots behind this one and move this stand over there. So I've got, and I'm pretty sure they're roughly about 2.5 foot by just over 2 foot by 2 foot. So they're really big tanks plumbed together for just more of the Malawi cichlids. So I need to split a few of the Malawi cichlids up because lots of babies. Check them out. I know, they're doing well. All doing well. Oh, these little babies, while we're here, I know I get distracted easily. See, I should have cleaned the glass, but I didn't clean the glass. But those are the little baby black calvis. Okay, let's see if we can focus. We can't focus, can we? No, sorry. Okay, baby black calvis doing well. There's quite a few of them. They will be for sale in like about 100 years when they actually look like black calvis. They just take a long, long time to grow. Over here though, our grow out system is working well. And this is the system that I got rid of the tubs in the last video and yeah, replaced it with the tanks. So now all my cichlids are in here doing their cichlidy goodness. Yep, lots of cichlids, lots of cichlids, lots of cichlids. Oh, these are super, super cool too. Look at them. T-bar convicts, I know. Now that they're big enough to tell pairs, I will bring them into the shop in the next week or 2, but that is doing well. And if you didn't see the video on this, it's just a sump system, which is those 2 tubs there, pumping the water up through your basic sort of irrigation pipe and just the water trickling back into these tanks. Working really, really well. And I managed to drill those super old tanks and didn't wreck them. Anyway, the fun, exciting thing, and there is still lots of fun and excitement, is I've decided to breed the Hoplo catfish again, and look at the size of her. Okay, she's got a bent whisker, and I'm not too sure why she's got a bent whisker, but look how round that fish is. It shouldn't be round like a ball. It should be a little bit more elongated, but she is fat, filled with eggs. You can sort of see the egg bulge on the side. Where's he? That's another girl with eggs right at the back, and then that is him in his log. Yeah, look at the size of her bulge. So overnight he has built another bubble nest. I was going to use a clear bit of bubble wrap, and I'm pretty sure Malcolm said if you use bubble wrap you'll be able to actually see from above and see if they've laid eggs. We're just going to wing it this time because we're using the same bit of polystyrene sitting on top of the tank as we did last time. I know, it worked, and you know, I can't rush to do different things. If it worked the first time, it's going to work the second time, and that's a really nice bubble nest. That is huge. That's the whole length of the tank, so, well, the width of the tank. So what is that? That's 30 centimeters, so maybe a 30 centimeter by 20 centimeter piece of polystyrene just sitting on top of the tank. She's super, super keen to lay. Wherever he is, in the log, couldn't care less, but hopefully they'll lay soon. And talking about little baby hoplos, how cute are some of these? Still got their baby patterns. There's some little stumpy ones. Look at that. I know, I am going to grow up the short-bodied ones. I've got most of the short-body ones in this tank. Look at that. That is round. Now, they are obviously not growing as fast as the normal ones, which you would expect because, come on, look at them. They're round. Look at that. That is so cool. But they're doing really, really well. The bigger ones, and there is 1 or 2 short bodies still in here, but the normal ones, I'll have to move that log because I fed them this morning and they're still eating their pellets. They look like normal Hoplo catfish. How cool is that? If you do want some Hoplo catfish, I have some super, super cheap ones. I hate it when you put a rock down and the fish dart right under the rock and you think you've got them, but you don't. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, if you do want some little Hoplo catfish, I've got some super cheap ones, not ones that I've bred, but a little bit bigger. I think they're arriving in the next day or so, and they're like $30 retail. So a lot cheaper than they were when I brought mine. How cool's that though? Those are lovely little fish. So they're all doing really, really well. I've got those in there, I've got those in there, I've got another tank full down there. So when I grow up fish, I tend to split them into multiple tanks just in case something happens. Because the last thing you want to do is grow up a huge batch of fry, filter stuffs up or something stuffs up in the water, and then that is the end of all your little baby fish. Hence why we've got pearl gourami babies in here, and more pearl gourami babies in there with the gold gouramis. Yeah, just pays you to split them all up. So if you are breeding fish, don't put all your fry in the one tank, because yeah, sort of like what I've done with the Bichir or Bichir. They are all in the one tank. I have still got some of these available in the shop for sale. How cool are they? Little baby Senegal Bichir. If we can focus, we can kind of focus. Still got quite a few. I'm going to grow up a lot of these. There's all varying sizes with these now. So they're starting to eat bloodworms, frozen brine shrimp, and then I'll get them onto pellets. So if you haven't ever kept a Bichir or Bichir before, yeah, they like meaty live food. So black worms, micro worms when they're small, baby brine shrimp, that sort of stuff. So most of that murkiness in there are little live black worms. And I do sell black worms in the shop, so if you are local, we should have some black worms in the next couple of days. But that is our little babies, doing well. So I might grow up like about maybe another 10 or 20 of these and have a nice spawning group, just because they're really, really cool fish. Obviously can't keep them with small stuff like tetras, so don't keep them with little tiny fish. I'm talking about little tiny fish. Look at my baby albino emperor tetras. Those are the little ones at the back. These are the adults. Yeah, they're all in together now and didn't get eaten by the adults, so that is great. And I keep finding more baby scarlet tetras. So we're starting to get like a little pack of them. Well, school. They are awesome. They're like a red neon, but they're called a scarlet tetra. Yeah, so see that one with the deformed mouth? We had a whole lot turn up about a year ago or so. And yeah, they were just, I couldn't sell them because they'd turned it munted and pretty horrible. But they've been randomly breeding over the last sort of 6 months or so. Yeah, I should probably spawn them properly and have a big group, but I say that every time I do a video, and I don't do it. Oh, the little baby L333s, which I had in a little tub, I've released into this tank, and there is some little cool Otto cichlids I need to breed soon as well. Where are we? If I can even find, and these are all the baby tetras or the neons that we bred. Oh, there's one right there. Let's focus if we can. That is a baby L333. So loricade catfish. It is a sucker mouth catfish that likes high protein food. Looking particularly pretty. I saved 5 or 6 of them from their main tank. Wherever the other ones are, usually they hover around the filter. Oh, it's frustrating trying to find baby fish when you have no idea where the baby fish are. No, under their leaves. I don't even know where the rest of them are. Is that one there? No, don't know. Don't know. Oh, there's one. If we can see that one, let me wipe the water off my hand and focus. That's a little tiny baby. That is tiny. There we are. There we go. That's the undercarriage. Smaller than a neon tetra. I know. The parents are in this tank. It's a little bit murky because I just fed them. Can't even see them. You can see tails. There's a tail sticking out of the log. That's sort of what they do. They sit there, park with their little tails, and do their thing. But yeah, L333, which is just a sucker catfish. Not one of those, that is a peppermint. Otherwise, rainbow sharks, I don't think they spawned, and my emperor tetras, I think they did spawn because they are a lot skinnier than they should be. Those are the two, oh, those are the two girls there. Oh, she's still filled with eggs, the one at the back. There's some boys, there is an albino boy there. But to try and see if there are any fry, yeah, I think I'm getting too old to even look for fry because the fry are minute. So the tetras themselves will eat a few of the babies, but you always get a few survive, you know, unless you're pedantic and actually take the parents out. And this is just a simple spawning tank, so it's just got those little mesh tray things upside down on the bottom, spawning mop, and yeah, about 95% reverse osmosis water. There's our 2 rainbow sharks. They're still doing their whole thing, so it is possible they're going to spawn, and we have had some rain. It's a little bit cooler at the moment. That is unheated, so it's sitting at about 23 degrees Celsius, so you can work out whatever that is Fahrenheit. Oh, I forgot my bloody brine shrimp eggs. Where is my little dropper? You might as well feed some fish with some brine shrimp while we're at it. So if you get yourself a dropper like that, I am right-handed too. Oh, there's more fish there. There is a whole heap of baby brine shrimp. I'm just going to feed those black calvis. Wherever they have gone. There they all are there. How cute are those babies? There they go. So obviously baby brine shrimp is super easy to feed them. I do feed them a lot of the de-shelled baby brine shrimp as well. But yeah, I hatched some baby brine shrimp because we had the, the bloody German blue rams. But of course, the German blue rams, which are up here, and I saved all their fry because first batch got eaten by a culiloach, second batch got eaten by mum or dad, third batch, and I just completely spooked them by shoving a camera in their face. Third batch, I thought, nah, they laid on a leaf. I put the leaf in one of these little tiny tubs, which are little cis breeder tubs, which are actually really good, by the way, and hatched a whole heap of them, which I think was in my last video. And because I work 24 hours a day, I didn't feed them in the morning or at night for one day and lost the whole entire lot. I know. So another thing, if you're going to breed fish, is you need to have enough time to feed the babies at least a couple of times a day, otherwise not many are going to survive. And especially things like blue rams, they are minute. They are one of the smallest little tiny annoying dwarf cichlids you can probably get. You know, we bred quite a few dwarf cichlids, but their babies are stupid small. I know. So next batch we will be a little bit more organized. But yeah, after the micro worms and the powders, brine shrimp, but now I've got a whole lot of brine shrimp and nothing really much to feed the brine shrimp to. If you've never fed brine shrimp before, there they all are there, little wiggly brine shrimp. At least our tetras will get a good feed, and they'll just come through and pick them all. Num 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 num. That's about it, yeah. So a bit of a shame, but very easy to actually hatch brine shrimp. Oh, and I should go through how I hatch brine shrimp. Let me just pop these in a tank. You can have some of that. It is a tub with salt water, with a little bit extra salt, brine shrimp eggs, and an air stone. That end. It's as easy as that. I know. Yeah, they hatch. I think that's probably 22 degrees, something like that, 23. I think our ambient temperature at the moment is varying, so yeah, I do have heaters on a lot of these tanks, but a few of them are turned off at the moment because I want the warm and the cool to trigger a few things breeding, and it's not too cold right now. So as it gets a little bit colder, we heat them a little bit more, but at the moment, as it gets colder, I heat them a little bit more. No. As the temperature varies a little bit more, I have the heaters on, so it doesn't shock the fish, if that even makes sense. It's early morning, what can I say? I do need to spawn these in the next 6 months. How cool are they? They're albino Hoplo catfish. Yep, confirmed 2 boys and 2 girls. Those are 2 girls right there. You can tell by the little pictorial fins, so they are not big and bushy, like that there. See the yellow on the sides? That is a boy. And there was another boy right at the back. So 2 girls, 2 boys. Obviously these are too small to breed at the moment, so yeah, a good 6 months left to get them to mature size. Once the females are filled with eggs, like the normal ones you saw behind me, they will be ready to go. So it does also pay you, if you want to breed them, is to separate them, condition them, then introduce them, and they will go crazy and breed. I dusty hatchetfish. How awesome are they looking? Of course, go in the back where it's murky. Maybe if I come further away from the tank, they'll come to the front. Of course you will. There you are. They get 20 centimeters long. I know, they're so cool. Such an awesome tetra. I do want to breed them as well. Oh, and the last thing I think I will show you, apart from we do have some long fin bristlenose babies, these little guys and girls, look at them. So these are albino kibensis. Now, albino gene in kibensis is not recessive. So if you have two albino parents, you'll get albinos and regulars. That's why the brown ones are normal, and obviously the white ones are albino. I've got my first batch there, and if we're really slow, there's his eggs there. So that is Dad. Mum is a very nice fish. Oh, there she is, right behind him. You can't see because they're in a log. That's their eggs. Yeah, so that's the second batch. I think it's probably about 3 weeks since they had this batch. So they grow pretty fast. And move that cord. Yeah, compared to the blue rams, the fry of these are about double the size to start with. So they're incredibly easy to actually grow up. Because yeah, they are huge. And the bigger the fry, easier they are. I probably should have given them some brine shrimp. I think I'll probably do that. I'll show you all this sort of stuff next time if we zoom out. Still tons of baby fish absolutely everywhere. Need to deal with all those. And I think I've got some more Tanzanican fish turning up soon, so I'll have a little bit more in my colonies. Happy days. Anyway, just a quick update. What's currently breeding, what I'm doing, all that sort of stuff. There'll be a reptile video in the next few days for all the reptile people. I know, I just need to bend time a little bit more, and we will see you in the next video. If you do want to watch more videos, just click the thingy on the screen, and yeah, you'll see a whole playlist of me waffling on about what fish are doing what. See you in the next one.